ValveTime.net.
Hi, and welcome to the ValveTime News. Each week we'll bring you the biggest talking points regarding Valve and the community. Now, the news. As we mentioned on last week's show, it definitely looks as if the update void for Team Fortress 2 will soon be coming to a close. A small patch released earlier this week added, amongst other things, numerous bread pops which drop out of the teleporter exits on extremely rare instances after the teleporter is used. At the current time, the bread appears to serve no real purpose other than to appear then fade out again several seconds later. The bread can drop in any of 9 different varieties, including a baguette, burnt toast, cinnamon bread, cornbread, a crumpet, a loaf of plain white bread, a pretzel, a bread ration, and a loaf of Russian black bread. The community is currently speculating on how the 9 different varieties may be linked to each of the 9 playable classes, something which was sparked by the numerous different types and noticeable countries of origin. Now, some of you out there might think we're absolutely crazy for starting an episode talking about bread, but here's how. As veteran TF2 players will tell you, this cryptic conclusion is very similar to numerous alternate reality games which have previously occurred to drum up hype prior to major updates. Notable examples include the appearance of white doves to foreshadow Meet the Medic in 2011, the introduction of the infamous miscellaneous crafting items from 2012, and let's not even get started on the 2-year-long build-up to Man vs. Machine. While it remains to be seen how bread will somehow factor into a future update, we all know it's coming, and looks like Valve isn't too worried about letting us know some details of what may be heading our way. Data miners delving through code strings added with the update have found numerous programming references to a rather large number of features, including a new CTF-style game mode, several weapons, including a mortar, the base jumper parachute, and some long-dead weapons, including the nail gun and the concussion grenade, both of which were previously scrapped before TF2 was even released. A mysterious bread monster is also hinted at in the game files, whatever that is. The small patch we mentioned earlier also introduced a reworked Eureka effect, which now allows engineers to teleport to either their spawn room or the teleporter exit. The newly updated wrench was introduced alongside some improvements to the disguise kit and PDA heads-up displays, and multiple restructures regarding how secondary taunts are handled. For more information about this rather weird update for Team Fortress 2, be sure to check out our full write-up on ValveTime.net or the full changelog over on the game's official wiki, both of which are available as links in the video description. Links relevant to every other topic we're going to be discussing this week will also be included in the video description. On Monday, a mysterious new blog post released onto the TF2 website revealed that the clock is ticking. The post features a link to a countdown page with several currently offline monitors. The countdown at the top of the page is set to conclude at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on June 17, 2014, which translates to about midnight Greenwich Mean Time for those of you in the UK, like Nick. While little is currently known about the upcoming update or what will be featured in it, it looks as if it will most likely follow the regular multi-day format most TF2 and Dota 2 updates use, as shown by the name given to the monitor GIF, which describes it as being used for Day 0. The size and positioning of the monitor is also interesting, as it would appear an embedded YouTube player would fit quite nicely in the space at 720p, so don't be surprised if this update features its own trailer or source filmmaker short of some kind. Be sure to check out the ValveTime front page over the next few days, as we'll be posting all the latest regarding this new update when we learn more. Acquiring user-made content via the Steam Workshop definitely has its positives and negatives, and Valve definitely encountered some rather serious problems this past week. On Thursday, the Counter-Strike Global Offensive Development Team released an official statement regarding the removal of items which were recently found to feature plagiarized artwork taken from DeviantArt Canis Albus. The items, which include the M4A4 Howl weapon skin and the Howling Dawn sticker, originally featured an exact trace of the wolf seen in this image and have since been redesigned by Valve's team to remove the stolen artwork. As a result of the incident, both items can no longer be found in-game via traditional means, forcing users to resort to trading or the Steam Marketplace to get their hands on one. That may be tricky, however, as Valve have marked the event by applying a new contraband quality to both items, significantly increasing the item's value, with the M4A4 weapon skin selling for anywhere between £50 and £100 at just the time of writing. Just don't get us started on the now ridiculously expensive StatTrak variants. The original item submitters have received full Steam community bans and will no longer receive any revenue from the Howl skin or the Howling Dawn stickers. While unfortunate, this isn't the first time an incident like this has occurred. During the Dota 2 beta back in 2012, the community-made Timebreaker weapon for Faceless Void was found to feature a design replicated from one in Aion, the Tower of Eternity. Valve redesigned the item themselves before making it an immortal class item, turning the once innocent-looking uncommon quality Timebreaker into a much sought-after collectible. The Plagiarised design was only spotted shortly after the item was made unobtainable, causing the item's rarity and value to skyrocket to the point where it still demands around £50 in the Steam marketplace even 2 years after its initial release. While these events aren't exactly common, Valve are looking to the community to help cut down on the possibility of similar incidents occurring in the future. If you spot plagiarized work on the Steam Workshop, be sure to direct the copyright holder, usually the original artist, to Valve's DMCA takedown page. This should help prevent stolen or unauthorized artwork from reaching the games in the first place. While we were rather puzzled by the lack of a Steam Spring Sale earlier this year, it looks like the age-old wallet-destroying tradition will soon return in the form of the infamous Steam Summer Sale. On Tuesday, a new mysterious badge appeared on players' Steam profiles, something many are speculating will be involved in this year's annual sale. This is largely due to numerous similarities the badge shares with previous sale-related badges, including the timing and nature of the cryptic reveal and the fact cards are awarded for crafting badges for games. Like previous years, the badge features 10 individual Steam cards, all of which appear as slightly worn playing cards attached to an orange base, while the foil equivalents feature a black and gold base. Unlike last year, however, the cards for this event do not appear to be evolving or changing over time, something which makes it pretty hard to pinpoint exactly when the sale will begin. Since cards can already be found via crafting, many users are already selling the cards via the Steam Marketplace, so you may wish to head there if you're looking to gather as many as you can in a short amount of time. We should note, while the cards are currently obtainable, the badge cannot yet be crafted, so you may want to hold off hoarding until you know exactly what you will receive as a reward for crafting the badge. Like last year's summer and holiday sales, badge rewards will likely range from themed time-exclusive emoticons and backgrounds to in-game content and exclusive DLC. Valve usually include various additional methods for obtaining cards throughout the duration of the sales, which regularly range from voting in community choices to spending a certain amount of money in the Steam store, but who can say what they might bring out this time around? Anyway, we'll be sure to give you a heads up as soon as this year's highly anticipated Steam Summer Sale gets underway, so keep an eye on our social media outlets and the ValveTime.net front page to stay up to date. While this week's Dota 2 patch featured little more than a few changes for the International 2014 Player Card Compendium minigame, the event's prize pool continued to grow at an impressive rate. While the prize pool's growth has slowed considerably over the past week, dropping to well under 100 grand per day, it is still enough to reach the 9.5 million mark early on Sunday. As such, stretch goal 20, which sits at 9.2 million, was surpassed earlier in the week, meaning new models for Mega Creeps will soon be added once Valve finishes working on them. This also means the penultimate goal at 9.6 million should be met within the first few days of this week, so expect to see Valve implement A to Z challenge support in the not too distant future. The A to Z mode, which has existed in the community for a while now, will track players' progress as they attempt to win a single game as every hero in the Dota 2 roster, hence the name. With just over a month until the International 4 arrives, Valve have recently begun sending out the invites to the casters and personalities who will be attending the event in some professional capacity or another. Throughout the week, sites like Join Dota and OnGamers have been tracking those lucky enough to have been invited, and while likely far from being complete, the list is coming along rather nicely. It includes casters such as Toby1 Dawson, Ben Merlini Wu, David L.D. Gorman, and Aaron Icy Chambers, as well as presenters such as James Too Good Harding, Casey Aitchinson, players and ex-players such as William Blitz Lee and Trolls Cinder and Nielsen, and of course everyone's favorite statsman Bruno Carlucci. So far, only Andy Draskell Styles has declined an invitation from Valve, citing that he didn't feel the position he was offered was fair compared to what he was expecting. While his absence is definitely unfortunate, it looks as if plenty of other personalities will be on hand to make the event just as entertaining as last year. For a closer look at the others who have accepted their invites, be sure to check out the likely not yet complete lists over at Join Dota and OnGamers. In CSGO news, Operation Phoenix officially concluded on Wednesday, June the 11th, after being extended the previous week. As such, the Operation Phoenix case, which previously only dropped to players with access to the operation, can now be found and opened by all players regardless of whether they own the pass or not. There is currently no sign of when the next operation will begin, but we'll be sure to keep you posted if and when we hear something. We don't usually talk about the Half-Life expansions on the show for obvious reasons, given the fact that they're over 13 years old at this point, but we're going to talk about Half-Life Blue Shift just this once. Earlier this week, John St. John, who many of you may know as the iconic voice of Duke Nukem,
I am the king of the world, baby,
recently unearthed an unopened signed copy of Blue Shift while rummaging through the back of a cupboard. The box's seal has never been opened and features the signatures from the game's development team along with those of John St. John himself and Randy Pitchford, co-founder of Gearbox Software. For those who may not know, John was heavily involved in the development of both Half-Life Opposing Force and Half-Life Blue Shift, voicing numerous characters in both games, including Dr. Rosenberg and several HECU soldiers, before voicing heroes such as Enigma, Kunkka, and Axe in Dota 2. While not necessarily as exciting as the time Jeff Keighley unearthed an early build of Half-Life last year, it is neat to see gems like this continue to turn up after so many years. John also jokingly mentioned putting the game on eBay, so keep an eye out for that just in case he's not bluffing. After a rather long development cycle, we were finally able to release episode 2 of ValveTime Database in the latter half of this week. In this episode, we take an in-depth look at the primary cause of events within the Left 4 Dead series, a pathogen commonly referred to as the green flu. We delve into a whole bunch of different subjects, all the way from in-game lore to biology, so be sure to check out the episode as we're sure you'll enjoy it. We're hoping to have a shorter turnaround between episode 2 and 3, but we'll see how that goes. A few days before we were able to finish the second episode of Database, we managed to surpass 17,000 total YouTube subscribers. Now, we know it isn't quite in the hundreds of thousands or the millions like a bunch of other channels on YouTube, but we're extremely grateful to everyone who enjoys our content enough to subscribe and to those who continually support us. We've said it before and we'll say it again. You guys and gals help make everything we do worth it. So thank you again. If you haven't gotten around to subscribing yet, what are you waiting for? Do your part and click that button. And that wraps up another week of Valve News. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel and to follow us on Facebook and Twitter. If you enjoy our content, be sure to share our videos with your friends and to rate our Dota 2 announcer pack positively over on the Steam Workshop. Thanks for watching and bye for now.